Thank you, kids. Introduction of visiting Rotarians and kids. PDA, please.
Hello, President Steen and fellow Rotarians. We are very happy that we have GSE members to be with us this afternoon. They are, first of all, Jackie. They went to Australia this year. Catherine and Peggy. Levan, yes. Justin. Yeah, nice to see all of you and welcome. You are also a member of Rotary. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. Next, President's time.
Hello everyone, welcome to attend our regular meeting. I think this couple weeks you suffer from the bad weather, right? It's so-called prom rain season, 梅雨季. So today I want to share the point mentioned about the prom rain. The first one from Song, 范大成。窗前梅熟蒂落，墙下笋出层林。连雨不知春去，一晴方觉夏生。They say that in front of the window, the prom is get ripe and falling down to the ground, and beside the wall, the bamboo shoot grow so fast to become the forest. And it's rained for several days. We didn't know the spring has gone. When the sun came out, it's been the midsummer already. 所以这几天你会觉得凉凉的，等到一晴的时候，你就发现已经到了仲夏了。OK，
那个地是那个地吗？是这个地还是？
地就是那个
OK。
不是 ground， 那个我上面那个地。好的，不谁的 ？Mike。第二首，Have you ever tasted lychee? 荔枝的 lychee. I mean this year, lychee or lychee? Lychee. It's translated from Taiwanese, right?
No, actually it's 荔枝。
Well, not
荔枝。
2 weeks ago, I already tested in Hangzhou. Yeah. And but I heard that this year it would be very expensive because of the weather change. Yeah, the production is reduced a lot. This point from Shu. When he was exiled to Huizhou, that's in Guangdong province. Yeah. If he'd been exiled, he would be, very bad mood, very depressed. But fortunately, there's a lot of lychee production there. So he ate a lot of that. So he wrote this poem. He say, Rofu Mountain area, the weather there is like the all 4 seasons like a spring. Only one season, spring season. No fall, no summer, no winter. And a place called Luqu. When the plum ripen, that's the season, the day for lychee. So Shu Si, he ate 300 lychee a day. That's so delicious, and he said he will live there for the rest of his life. He won't go back to North. Okay. So next time when you eat the lychee, you can, recite this poem. Okay, and I want to make an announcement that this coming Saturday, our fellow Lieutenant Mike have a good news to share with us. Mike?
Thank you, Kristen. Actually, it's not a news. It's 1 month ago, I already have a very sincere invited. But after 1 month, almost everybody forget it because it's not so important. Last time I explained why we create a Luxwell Wellness Center. The purpose is after we run 3 fitness schemes, and according to our partner report, over 98% our membership are under 35 years old. So I just think, how about the people who over 36 years old? They have no gym for exercise to maintain their health. So I created a nationwide first one wellness center. So we're going to grand opening coming Saturday. So all of you are welcome to take a look. And whenever, if your Saturday time is not available, whenever you are most welcome to take a look. It's totally different from the overseas import equipment to give you a very big surprise. Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. Next, let's invite PP Keys to give us a name of the month.
Do you know what it means to bite the bullet? No idea. Well, let's say that 2 cowboys are riding across the plains on their horses, Buddy and Bubba. And one of the horses that Bubba was riding, Bubba's horse, shied because he saw he was about to step on a snake, and so he kind of shied, and Bubba fell off. So Buddy gets off and says, "Are you okay?" And he says, "I think I hurt my shoulder because it's really painful." And they discovered that his shoulder was out of joint. So Buddy says, "Well, I know how to fix that. I will just give it a jerk and it will go back into place." And Bubba says, "Well, will it hurt?" And Buddy says, "Oh, it's really, really going to hurt." And he says, "But here, let me give you this bullet." And he ejects a bullet from his gun. And he says, "When I tell you, you bite this bullet and I will give it a jerk and you won't feel the jerk." So he tries it, he sticks it in his mouth, and Buddy says, "Now, bite the bullet." And he bites the bullet and gives the arm a jerk. And Bubba was so surprised, he says, "It didn't hurt nearly as much as I expected." Let's say that you are going to get your mail in the morning when you go to work. And there is a note in your box that says, "Come and see me this afternoon." It's his boss's note. And you say, "I think I know what this means." He knows that he's done something wrong, or he's going to get fired or something. So later on that afternoon he says, "Well, I guess I've just got to bite the bullet and go see the boss." Bite the bullet means you're going to do something that you really don't want to do, but you have to do it anyway. And it won't hurt nearly that much.
Thank you, Keys. What's that expression in Chinese?
硬着头皮。
咬牙 硬撑。
喙齿紧夹的，
那个是台湾历史。
Yes, I think more likely the boss has to bite the bullet than the staff nowadays.
Thank you, Keith. Secretary times, my time. Just wanted to remind you, we have this will be the charter ceremony for Taipei Metropolitan Club, and I've already asked our PE fire to attend with his lovely wife, and then so President Skin and I will not be attending this time, right? And by the way, we have please stay after the lunch. We have a joint meeting at 2 o'clock. Okay, next our main program then, the GSE report. So PP Shu.
So good afternoon, everybody. My name is Shu.
要浪费经济啊！唔通，这种真趣味的。我是感觉应该是足趣味的。
我有接待过，就是厂长配先生。
Okay, I think most of us know what is a group study exchange. I was selected as a team leader 2 years ago, and here we go. But the GSE project was officially stopped from year 2012 or 13. But this project is still going on because there are several districts they want to keep this project. Okay, my husband be there. Okay, Jackie and Peggy, Catherine, and we miss Jean. Jean went to China. So let me introduce District 9670, which is the area we went for whole month. And you can see the green area was District 9670. It's from the so-called the Golden Coast to Berg. It's here. And they have 51 Rotary Club and 3 Rotary clubs. And they... 3. Jackie said 3. Yes.
Jackie's wrong.
Okay, actually we visited 2 Rotary clubs only. And there are 1,200 members. And let's not talk about the geography. So actually, the whole area is much, much bigger than Taiwan. And Taiwan is as small as Tasmania, which is not on the map. And because we went there, so we studied a little bit about the population of Australia. So the population of Australia is 24 million people. You know, it's almost the number of Taiwan, right? We have 23 million. And the size of the land of Taiwan is exactly like Tasmania, which is not shown here. So when we were in Australia, we always talk a joke, like, can you imagine you put all Australians in Tasmania? And they go like, wow. And then you have to squeeze all the cattle hoses into the sea. And okay, the area we went, and most of them are countryside. It's not as you imagine, like everybody say, you went to Sydney. No, Sydney we stayed for 3 days only, and the others we've been suffer. No, it's not suffer. Okay? We experience. Like we enjoy. Yes. Like maybe 30 years Taiwan. You cannot imagine that. Okay, we go. So we arrived at Sydney here. And on the same day we took a plane to Double. And when we were at the airport, and the staff of the airline, they asked, why you're going to Double? Most Australians, they didn't go to Double. And not mention Berg. Okay, this is like an isolated town. But we're going. And so it's our road is from Sydney to Double, and we drove 4 hours to Berg, and from Berg we traveled to Wellington and go to what's this? Maji, and this is where the district conference held, and then to Singleton. Wellington. Singleton first. Where's Wellington? Oh, I passed already. I'm sorry. 3 months ago, and I forgot everything. And then we went to Newcastle. Newcastle's here. Okay. They're famous in this district, so-called New South Wales. The most famous industry is the wine industry. In Hunter Valley, they have like a 130 winery, and we went only 1 or 2. More than that. Okay, sorry. So it's a wonderful experience. Especially we visited one winery they call as organic. And when you open the container, they store the grapes, and then you can see some dead worm because it's organic. That's how they explained. And this district is almost also famous for the coal industry. The whole area. I think there's a Jackie, talk about this.
So.
You have the microphone.
Okay. So I've been to the coal loading at night, and my host family, he told me that they load coal like 24 hours. They never stop. Even the market is declined now, but they still have to load all the coal every day.
Okay. So when we visited the town, because most of them are very small, so we were introduced to the mayors. So we have, we were honorable guests. This is a mayor of the Singleton. He's 80-some years old. And mayor of Wellington, a very powerful lady. And we're on the headline almost everywhere we went, because I don't think they see a lot of Taiwanese. Yeah. And the first one, okay, sorry. The first one was when we visited the Double Zoo, which is very famous in Australia. But in that so-called biggest zoo in Australia, we didn't see kangaroo. No, we didn't know. We did? Where?
Small.
Very small one. Okay. And then we also hold the koala, which was held by Princess Case. Is that? 就是那个英国的王子跟王妃抱的那一只。And I remember the knowledge from the zoo was the bamboo, no, the 那个树尤加利，尤加利树they eat was like a 麻醉树，对不对？So the koala became very slow because they was drugged. Yeah, they're poison. So when you appreciate the cutie looking of koala, and actually you have to think actually they're poison. No, honestly, and Yojari Shu is the only tree they can eat. They cannot eat anything else. So sooner or later they just okay. So see, we're very important people there. And the hares, how much they cost? How much it cost? You don't remember? 1.2 million Australian dollar, or we forgot. It's very expensive for us. Okay. Before we go, we need to do some preparation. No, I can do it. Okay. No. You go and I'll do this.
Jackie loves to control everything.
So before the journey, we have to do a lot of the preparation. So with the GSE chairman, Uncle Tony, and the ex-GSE team leader, Uncle Jim. So they give a lot of suggestions and make us have to prepare for all the unexpected situation, because there's nothing will be exactly as you thought. Always come with the surprise in the meeting or anything. So we have like a meeting once a week before the journey, and then so we have prepared for some prints or some for giveaways, and also we have the first official presentation in Dathong Rotary Club. More so, before the journey, we have the brochure, and then we have the signature certification. So we ask all the Rotarians in Australia to use the traditional ink pen to sign up their English name, which is quite painful for them, but it's kind of funny for us to see this write out English with the traditional ink pen. And then we have doing the flag and business card and the fortune cards. And then of course we brought some chopsticks for them to use. Some they didn't know how to use, but some they don't. But it's kind of new experience for them. So the formal meeting. So the Rotary meeting is a little bit different between Taiwan and Australia. The annual fee is quite cheap in over there. It's about 100 to 300 Australian dollars. It's like one Australian dollar equal $25 Taiwanese dollars. And then they buy their own food and own drink in the meeting. It's like they have a set of meal. And then very interesting is that the first meeting we went there, the president told us you can't talk to the waiter or waitress to switch the food, because they don't know how. They will give you food, but you cannot ask them, no, I don't want a beef, I want chicken. You can't. you can only switch once the food is set on your table. Then you switch with other
the people from the
yeah,
on the same table.
It's very important, but yeah. And then it's very like a chill atmosphere in the meeting, like before meeting and then after meeting or during the meeting. So don't be too serious, please. So and then they don't sing the rotary song and they don't do the four-way test before the meeting. And then they have like activity like they give the buying the raffle tickets and happy dollar and finding stickers. So they put the stickers on your chair and then after the meeting they will say like who has a sticker stuff like that. And then
get a gift.
Yeah, if you have a sticker you get a gift. And then they will lean the chair to the table once the seat got occupied. So more meeting. So this is another formal meeting in Perth. It's quite different. It's outdoor, and then we have the dinner in the garden. And then more meetings. So those are the inbound team this year. So we got very close relationship with them because we saw them like 4 or 5 times in Australia before they came to Taiwan. So this is for the preparation for the meeting because assuming she hopes us we can like arrange the presentation every time after we have a different experience. So we arrange the new PowerPoint before the meeting most of the time.
Yeah, at the first presentation, they just recite whatever they wrote. But since each and every place was different, so we have to do some homework. Like we have to study the population, something interesting in the different districts. So we always redo the presentation before the next meeting.
Yeah, to edit some about our feeling. So more club meetings. For this club, they have the entertaining before the meeting. So it's like international people playing the instruments and kids are dancing for the meeting.
They're doing the fundraising.
Yeah. And we have the meeting at night and sometimes in the very early morning before people go to work. So this meeting is like 7 in the morning.
And we have to get up at 6.
Yes. So after the meeting, and then we had a breakfast. So we kind of rush for the presentation because everybody is hungry. So family Gary, Becky.
Hi, I'm going to introduce the family gathering. I introduced the Australia food first. The most traditional activity in Australia is barbecue and picnic. They love picnic, and they love meat and sausage. So they have very
light and simple food.
Yeah, very light and simple food. They have lots of meat and good wine. And their eating habit is very simple. Even in large gathering, their meal is just as simple as in the regular meeting. Only have like appetizer, main dish, and dessert. And compare our table, like Outbond, they eat very little, I think. Like when we arrived there, they just told us that we would gain 10 kilograms for each one of us. But like me, I almost lost 3 kilos in a month. But now we all back to me. So how we introduce the food how we introduce Taiwanese by food. First, I introduced Chinese food in my PowerPoint. So they are very interesting about the flavor. So we just made it and we just make it happen. So we make some dessert and we make the beef noodle and others like low能 low 吧，5味酱章鱼，然后tomato fried eggs, 3 cups chicken. Yeah, they are everybody doing a very good job and they love it. Yeah, like this one. Beef noodles. Yeah, more family party. We are make the sweet potato bowl.
地瓜球。
And we also met some traditional. And this one is very special because we made the bubble tea for them, and they are very enjoy the drinks. And they even go to buy it and post on the Facebook and take us. Yeah. And talk about. Okay. Next.
And I'm going to talk about district conference. This year the conference is at the Maji, and before the conference people will gather to Maji to ready for the conference. So Maji's Rotary Club, they will host a welcome party to them, and before the conference night they have held a dinner for PDG, President, GSE team and YEP. And we have presented a 25 minutes presentation at the conference. We introduce ourselves and Taiwan for them, and we also have played a very good video which we will show you later to them to introduce our beautiful country. After our presentations, many Rotarians, they come to us and tell us that they want to visit Taiwan. And they told us that we are the best team ever. And the most special is the first night dinner. Everyone you should dress very formal, and the dinner looks serious and formal. But at the last few hours, they invite a band to play some classical music, and people drink and dance a lot to enjoy the night. It's very special to us. And we grab every chance to show our flag of Taiwan to everyone.
Talk about my vocational visit. I have been to 2 pastry company and one training school. One of the pastry companies, Sumi and I even go to do the cake by ourselves.
7 o'clock in the morning. Cheap labor. And go to make cakes.
But it's a very special experience to me. And I also go to visit Adriano Zumbo's Central Kitchen.
Adriano Zumbo is the most famous dessert chef in Australia.
Yeah. And they are very.
We can be there because of the Rotarian in that area, because otherwise you don't have the chance to go to the Central Kitchen to watch everything.
Yes.
And I have been to 4 different vocational. The structure of their house, because they don't have earthquake, so they use steels to be their structures. It's different to our